Claudette Williams.
It's a pleasure to rise and speak on...
Sorry, Claudette Hauiti. Sorry.
It's a pleasure to rise and take a call on the Ngā Mana Whenua o Tamaki Makaurau Collective Redress Bill at its second reading. This is indeed Tamaki Makaurau Mā Tā Waka, Tamaki Here Herenga Waka, and I stand as a proud child of Tamaki Mā Tā Waka. And in my generation, I was classified as one of the children of the cones, because in my time, where we had Mā Tā Waka coming into Tamaki Makaurau, we were situated, or we were housed in the shadows of Maunga Tāpapa, Mount Rothgall, and Wairaka, Mount Albert. And it's gratifying to see that the mana whenua of those areas, the 13 iwi hapu, are now being recognised in this bill, and the 13 iwi have been broken up into 3 rōpū which make up this collective: Ngāti Whātua rōpū, Tamaki rōpū, and Marutuahu rōpū. And so they then negotiated to have the maunga vested in their interests. It's interesting, some of my colleagues have brought up the fact that the maunga have several names, and that would be quite correct as well too, because each of the mana whenua have their own pūrākau around those maunga. And I think we also need to remember too some of those stories, and that the ruaumoko beneath those maunga are still sitting there, and that every single one of those maunga link to each other. And in fact, on Wairaka, Mount Royal Avenue, every single household that borders the base of Wairaka have caves that go into the crater of that maunga, and all those craters also link to Maunga Tāpapa and into Maunga Rei as well too. And they were used as exit points for some of the waka coming down from Ngāpuhi, from Ngāti Whātua, on their way down to Ngāti Parau and further down as well too. So they are not only very significant in terms of their ingoa, their names, but they're also very significant in terms of the history for Māori. So with that, the vesting of the 14 maunga, and as we heard, the trust for the common benefit of iwi hapu, and for all the people of Auckland as well too. I do think that there may be some issues with some of those organisations who have felt in the past that they are the kaitiaki of these maunga, and they will now need to go into discussion with the mana whenua to progress the development of those maunga going forward for the benefit of all of Auckland and for the people of New Zealand and for our visitors overseas as well too. And now that this has come into the House, we're looking forward to seeing what the mana whenua will do in One Tree Hill on Maunga Kiakia, and whether or not they will replant or what they will do now that we can move forward after we lost that Redress pineatus off that maunga. And so also too, the legal descriptions around these maunga have also been implemented into this bill, and that is a great step forward as well too. Yes. There is no financial redress for iwi hapu in this bill, as that will be provided individually in each group's deed of settlement. However, the deed and the bill provide resources and opportunities to assist iwi and hapu to secure and grow their own economic base. There's the right of first refusal for the Tamaki collective over Crown-owned land and certain Crown entity-owned land that becomes surplus in the Tamaki area, and second right to purchase any deferred selection properties not purchased by individual iwi through their own settlements as well too. The following matters are not directly covered under this bill, and that is Maunga Kiakia after the tree was chopped down in 2000. But we are hoping that that with the settlement of this claim, that something will be done about that. And so this national lead government we're making great progress on the completion of the treaty claims. So far, we've signed 43 deeds of settlement, but this settlement is quite significant in that it does address about a third or a quarter of all the settlements thus far are the ones that are in Tamaki Makaurau itself. So with the passing or the coming in of this bill into the House is quite a significant way to addressing the remaining settlements under this National League government. So, Mr Speaker, I commend this bill to the House.
Members, this debate is concluded. The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it.
Ngā mana whenua o Tamaki Makaurau Collective Redress Bill, second reading.
This bill is set down for committee stage next sitting day. Call on Government Order of the Day number 2.
Ngā punawai o te Toko Toru claims